Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FSS Football channel. And today we've got a transfer deadline day special. Now we'll be going. I will be going live throughout the day. Obviously, we're going to be live now for a bit, then towards the end of the day and closer to the deadline, we'll be live, and we're just going to go over what's going on in the transfer world. So the top deals so far today are on my side. So we got Cristiano Ronaldo finally and officially making his move to Manchester United official. We'll check out all that in a bit. Nico, obviously Moise Kean has officially rejoined Juventus on a loan with a option, I believe, or it might be mandatory fee to sign him permanently come next season. Daniel James, why his move isn't official? It's all but official. His move to Leeds, so it's just kind of waiting for the official announcement on that. And Eduardo Camavinga has completed his move to Real Madrid for a fee of around 30 million euros. Again, similar to Dan James, I believe the official announcement hasn't come yet, but it's all but done. So how are we all doing today? Hi, I'm back. How's it been? I'm good, Rashi season. How are you, mate? Hey, mate, should Lingard be sold? Not sure if it's feasible in the last few hours. Well, look, I mean, all you guys as well, you guys can get questions in. Obviously, you ask me whatever. I mean, let's get a debate going about all these sort of transfers. But in regards to Jesse Lingard, I'm in a position with Jesse where, for the sake of his career, I think he should leave. I just don't see why he'd stay. Obviously, I spoke about it in my Dan James video yesterday. I don't think Jesse Lingard, has many international tournaments left. So why is he wasting and potentially ruining one of his great chances to play at Qatar in the World Cup in 2020 by staying another half a year at Manchester United? Go to West Ham, or actually probably don't want him anymore. Go somewhere and have a good career and good rest of your career, because you're going to do more at Everton, as Nico said there, than he will at Manchester United. He has no place at Manchester United, so I would sell him. Everton want Lingard, not loan. Oh, look, spy him. You can have him. Some more news is hold on. So wait, let me reiterate the Moise Kean deal first. So Moise Kean has joined Juventus on a 2-year loan. That's what's happened there. Hector Bellerin is having a medical in Spain for a move to Real Betis. Arsenal are very close to agreeing a £20 million move for Bologna centre back / right back Tosiyama, something like that. He's obviously been linked to Spurs. Hudson-Odoi, it looks set to stay at Chelsea, despite the fact Borussia Dortmund are interested in the winger. Only reason we get Ronaldo is because of that Tom Brady thing the Glazers did before. We signed Ronaldo because we shut the bed that Man City were. That's why we got him. Realistically, we shouldn't have signed Ronaldo. Well, it's weird. We shouldn't have signed Ronaldo in the sense that we didn't need Ronaldo. We didn't need another striker. But at the same time, you're not going to turn down Cristiano Ronaldo, are you? More news. Odsonne Edouard of Celtic is having a medical at Crystal Palace as he looks set to join Crystal Palace. Let me quickly find out the fee for you here. That move will be around 19 million euros. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. There's a here we done official and all that. Burnley have signed 2 plays in Maxwell Cornet. Obviously, he signed officially yesterday. And today they have got, is it Roberts from Swansea? What happens if James does not go? Well, look, Fabrizio Romano has made it pretty clear that Everton aren't in this race. Dan James has completed both of his medicals at Leeds. We're just waiting for an announcement, mate. So I wouldn't get your hopes up about Daniel James, even though he's probably not a player you want to get your hopes up about anyway. Diaz to Everton. What Diaz is that, mate? Is that I don't know. What Diaz would that be? So look, if I go over to this screen, hold on. Let me pop the chat out there. From Porto. I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually know who this guy is. But I mean I can have a look into that for you. Right, so if we go over to Twitter, we go to Fabrizio Romano, we can go through some of the news from Fabrizio. So here we go. So what's Fabrizio Romano said? So of course we have so there we go. Dan James has also signed his contract with Leeds to join the club on a permanent deal from Manchester United. It's done. That's what I mean. Don't get your hopes up about a Dan James move. What else? So Jules Koundé Chelsea deal is considered more than complicated. It's by all parties. Sevilla have absolutely no intention to negotiate its release clause or nothing, and Chelsea have not communicated in any intention to pay said release clause. So it looks like Jules Koundé's move to Chelsea is off. Frank Zambo Anguissa has completed a move from Fulham to Napoli. Of course, Zambo Anguissa is so highly rated, has had a couple spells in the Premier League, but the inevitable really happens. He joined Fulham, they got relegated, he went to Villarreal, had a very good season, came back to Fulham when they got promoted, had a very good season, got relegated again though, and now he has completed a move to Napoli on a loan with a £15 million option to buy. Arsenal apparently are no longer interested in signing Hassim Aouar in these final hours. They're only focused on the Tomiyasu deal and getting Hector Bellerin out the door. Is there anything else here? So, I mean, looks like Tomiyasu will be a good signing for him. Jerome Boateng is in talks with Olympique Lyon. Well, I mean, now I've seen him talk about Cavani there. This is a good time for me. Let's have a little chat about Anthony Martial and Manchester United's dealings. We're definitely not signing anymore. I agree, Fazil. I don't think we will. I mean, not breaking news. It was close. I don't know how close. Well, I mean, I haven't seen any news about that, but look, I'll try and keep an eye out on it. Can't blame the ball on Camavinga. We want him, but no. We want him. I'm not sure. Look, we never wanted Camavinga. I don't think we ever really wanted Camavinga. I think as fans wanted Camavinga. I'm not sure the ball were ever really interested in him. Live stream until it won't look. As I said earlier, this one stream won't be until the end of the window. I'll end this at some point. I don't know how long this stream will be, but it will be, let's say, 2 hours, for example, and then I'll come off, and then later on I'll come back live. We'll go through all the deals that have happened, and then we'll go till deadline day. Well, the end of the window. So I won't be live for the rest of the day, but I'll be live again later. We want a striker. Are we close to getting? Well, that's a good. Now you mention it, Everton are apparently looking at the possibility of signing Salomon Rondon. Obviously, both Rafa Benitez and Salomon Rondon worked with each other at Newcastle in the Premier League. When Rafa Benitez then left for China, Rondon, of course, went back to West Brom after his loan spell at Newcastle had expired. And Salomon Rondon then joined Rafa Benitez over in China. So it looks like Rafa Benitez wants to join up with Salomon Rondon again. Whether that deal will happen or not, we'll have to wait and find out. Obviously, whether Salomon Rondon can do it in the Premier League still, I would have my reservations about if I was an Everton fan. I wasn't overly impressed with him when he was at West Brom. He did quite well at Newcastle. But look, he's getting on now. How old is Salomon Rondon now? He's too old for me. Is Mbappe deal on or off? Looks like the Mbappe deal won't happen. Look, I don't think that deal was ever really likely to happen this summer, to be honest. For me, that deal has always been the type of deal that is being put out there to try to almost signal intent. I don't think any club in their right mind, especially a club like Real Madrid, who have gone on about their apparent struggles financially, has a 200 million euros to spend on a player when next in a year's time they can get him for free. I think it was purely about saying, look, Mbappe, this is how much we want you. We're willing, despite the fact we can get you free in next summer, we will spend 200 million on you. But obviously, we'll have to wait and find out about that. Do you think? I do think Ronaldo will start against Newcastle. I wish we went in for Anguissa. Would be a good DM for. Yeah, I mean, any DM's better than what we've currently got, isn't it? And Ndombele is not leaving Spurs. Breaking news, transferred. Well, yeah. By the looks of it, you're right. And Ndombele will not be leaving Spurs this transfer window. Further news, Barcelona right back Emerson looks to be joining Tottenham Hotspur for just under £26 million. They've had a bid accepted. Now it's just onto a medical to try and get that deal over the line. So that would be a good deal for Tottenham, to be fair. He's a young attacking fullback. I mean, look, they've got Serge Aurier, they've got Matt Doherty, and they've got what's his name? Tanganga, sorry, that's his name. All players that have played at right back. Obviously Doherty better as a back five. Aurier not really trusting. Tanganga's the player that's been starting so far this season. I think Tanganga's done quite well, so it'd be quite unlucky really to lose his first team spot. Sheffield United sign Gibbs White on loan from Wolves. Have they? You're right, they have. So a pretty good deal that. Notice you have a Tower fan in the background. Is it good? I found mine wasn't powerful enough, so upgraded to. It's all right. Where can you see that? Can't see that. I mean, it's there. Oh, wait. You can probably see it in this camera. There you go. There it is. It's all right. Not great. Not terrible. So, by the looks of it, Lyon have confirmed the deal for Jerome Boateng. If I quickly check Lyon's Twitter, we'll find out if that is true or not. Doesn't look like they've tweeted out about it as of yet. Of course, like I said, I will keep an eye on that. Well, so let me talk about Anthony Martial and Edinson Cavani. So the reports are that is it George Mendes or Jorge Mendes? I think it's George, isn't it? George Mendes, the agent of Cristiano Ronaldo, is trying to be a broker for Anthony Martial and Manchester United to try and get him a move to Paris Saint-Germain. Now, what do I make of this deal? Obviously, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of Anthony Martial. I think he is a fantastic player. Do I think he should leave Manchester United? I would of course like Anthony Martial to stay at the club. Like I said, I think he's a fantastic player. However, I don't see where the first team chances are for Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Edison Cavani, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Mason Greenwood. There's so many players there. I think Greenwood will play as a striker and off the right. Jesse Lingard will kind of do play off the right as well. Sancho obviously will be on the right. You got what's his name? You got Rashford on the left, as you have Martial. I just think you've got such an abundance of players there. You can afford to sell one of them. And while I would love Anthony Martial to stay, if Martial has to leave, and we get a good price for him, and then that leads us to be able to sign a DM, as much as I like him, maybe he should stay. Well, maybe Martial should leave. I would prefer to sell Cavani. Cavani was linked to a move to Barcelona. That deal looks like it's not going to happen, surprisingly. But that's the deal I would have gone for if I was Manchester United, simply because he's an older player who has 2 years, 2 years max probably at their disposal, or at his best. Sorry. So why keep him when you can get him off the books? When he's not even going to play this season. So for me, it would have made sense to offload Cavani. The striker Low from Swansea. Lingard wants to go to Everton. We want Lingard. Remember when Everton got King the last few minutes? I don't think. Look, as much as I would love Lingard to leave, I don't see Jesse Lingard leaving Manchester United. I don't think Jesse Lingard wants to leave. If Jesse Lingard wanted to leave Manchester United, I think he would have been gone by now. I really do. I think if Jesse Lingard wanted to leave Manchester United, he wouldn't still be at Manchester United. Right, so if I go over, let me find some more. Let me get the transfer dealings up so far. So we have. Hold on. Oh, that's still Dan James. Right, so of course, West Ham have officially confirmed the signing of Nicola Vlasic. Vlasic is obviously a Croatian international, formerly of Everton, I believe. Obviously went to CSK Moscow. He has now returned to the Premier League for West Ham. That deal is reportedly around £30 million. I think 33 is about is pretty much the fee. So obviously that pretty much rules out any potential deal for Jesse Lingard to West Ham. I don't know how good Vlasic really is. Obviously, like I said, he plays for CSK Moscow. Can't say I watch much of the Russian league. During the Euros, he obviously played for Croatia. Got a match against Scotland. Did fairly well. So, it's not a bad deal, is it, really? If we go to... right. So, let's go to Sky Sports. And let's have a little scroll through what they're reporting on their website. There we go. So, Lloyd Griffiths joined Dundee United. Jamie Carragher is not worried about Liverpool's lack of spending. I mean, that's something we can talk about. So obviously, if I go back to this screen momentarily, if I go to Transfermarkt, we can find out what Liverpool's net spend is. this summer? Because it's not very high. Obviously, they've signed Ibrahim Konate. And that's about it. Is that all the business they've done this summer? Henderson got a new contract. That's about it, isn't it? Reports are that Real Madrid have still not given up on hopes to sign Kylian Mbappe today. So, look forward to hearing more about that, I guess. Right, so we go to this. So, this summer, yeah, the only piece of business that Liverpool have done this summer is sign Ibrahim Konate for £36 million. I don't know if I'll be able to get this all to fit in. Oh. Right. So I don't know how easy that is for you guys to read, but that is their net is just under £11 million. Like, where is Liverpool? Why are Liverpool not spending? And look, I know a lot of Liverpool fans don't like their owners. I've never really understood that, to be honest, because I always find that why Liverpool don't spend loads, what their owners are, they are efficient and they run the club, in my opinion, really well. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of the whole of the whole deal or whatever, but from an outside looking in, their owners took the club over when they were on the brink of bankruptcy, got them out of debt, got them competing at the very, very top of Premier League of world football, not just in the Premier League, but for playing in the Champions League. And while they don't spend loads, they get in big signings to really help the squad when they need them. They don't make bad moves, do they, really? They were kind of forced into a move for Ben Davies last summer. And look how well that went. He hardly played. Or did he play at all? That's the type of deal that Manchester United often do. But Liverpool's owners don't. They are smart, in my opinion. They've got Liverpool out of debt. They run the club to pay off that debt as a club. Because why should the owners have to pay it off? So they're paying off the debt slowly but surely. Competing at the very, very top of English football and world football. While still constantly improving the stadium, the facilities. To me, that seems like a brilliantly run club. A club that knows who to sign, when to sign it, knows how to spend their money properly, rather than what we do. And we just look at Van der Beek, for example. We've decided to spend 40 million pounds on Donny Van der Beek, and yet haven't used him. Jesse Lingard is a player we can sell. We're not going to use often, but we're not going to sell him. What's going on there? I mean, Xherdan Shaqiri's left Liverpool for Lyon for a fee of £6 million. Well, you would imagine they could have got a little bit more than that, but £6 million is better than nothing, isn't it? We can't even get rid of Jesse Lingard. Shaqiri gets used more at Liverpool than Lingard does at Man United. They have to sell to buy. Their recruitment hasn't been that great. Shaqiri he was cheap. He's been good for him. Naby Keita, I think he's I like Naby Keita. I think he was a good player, just ravished with injuries. He started this season quite well, and I really like Oxlade-Chamberlain. I've always liked Oxlade-Chamberlain, and again, with him in their team, smashed Man City he was a major part in them getting to the Champions League final when they played Real Madrid, wasn't he? Until he got that big injury. So I think they do good business personally. And plus, how can it's not bad business when, like I said, Oxlade-Chamberlain that year, the year they signed him, got to a Champions League final. When they signed Naby Keita, was that the year after they won the Champions League? So it's not bad. They're still competing at the very, very top with these signings, which Klopp wants. Klopp wants these players. So yeah, I mean, but then Manchester United is just a mess. I don't understand why we are not properly trying to get rid of Jesse. Really don't. Look, like I said, as much as I love Anthony Martial, and I think he is a top player, sell him. Sell him. Get rid of Van der Beek as well. Get rid of these players. When it comes to Van der Beek, I just want him gone because he's not being used. So what's the point of having him? Got to sign a player that Ollie wants, because to me it's clear Ollie doesn't want Van der Beek, and that is it's bizarre why you don't want him. And look, why I'm saying sell him is in these sort of situations you have to look at it and be like, who outlasts who? Does Van der Beek or Martial and so on, do they outlive Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United, or does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer outlive them? And for me, well, obviously, realist, I know your opinion on who should outlive who. If I'm taking my opinion out of it, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer outlives them. I don't see what the future for Van der Beek is at Manchester United if he's not able to play while McTominay's injured and Dan James is starting games. I don't see where the future is for Van der Beek. He's never going to play it as a number 10 in that Bruno position, because how Bruno plays as a number 10 is so different to how 99% of number 10s in the world football play, and definitely how Donny Van der Beek looks to play. Van der Beek only in our team only fits that double pivot, and he's not being used there. So sell him. If I was Donny, I would have handed a transfer request in. Get gone, and let's sign a defensive midfielder who we can use next to Pogba in that pivot, and let's go actually try and challenge for this Premier League title, because we have 99% of the team there to do so. Let's just go get that final 1%, that defensive midfielder, and let's go. I'm actually so knackered. Diaz wants to go to Everton, but Rodriguez is. Oh yeah, I mean James Rodriguez. That's an interesting one. Obviously, James is currently an Everton player. He's spoken out on. Does he do Twitch streams? How he joined Everton for Carlo Ancelotti. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti is no longer the Everton manager. Obviously, he went back to Real Madrid, and he's just fed up there, isn't he? He wants to leave. And look, I mean, I don't know if James does want to go to Porto. Obviously, that's where he started his career in Porto, James Rodriguez. So maybe he'd be willing to go back. I don't know, but if Everton could get that deal going, that would be a great deal. Right, so Rennes left back Fayet Mouassa has joined Club Brugge from like I said, Rennes. So Rennes are losing a lot of good players here. Not James Rodriguez. Edouard Camavinga has left Rennes for Real Madrid, and now has left back Fayet Mouassa. That's probably not how you pronounce his name. Kylian Mbappe There's been no real news about Kylian Mbappe as of yet. All we know from this at this point is that Real Madrid have apparently not given up hope of signing Kylian Mbappe this summer. Do I think that deal is going to happen? I don't. But obviously you guys can let me know in the live chat. Do you think that move will go through? I don't think it will. So something about Mbappe here. Reporter asked Maurizio Pochettino about the Mbappe to Real Madrid, and he said a big hug for all El Chirigos. Some Spanish word, I imagine. I don't know. Well, look, that actually might be the Spanish outlet. Demarai Gray's a good signing for Everton. He has looked quite good for him. Diallo? Do you mean Amad Diallo? Well, the latest on Amad Diallo is he was meant to go to Feyenoord. That deal was pretty much done. I believe it was even a here we go. But I think it was probably his last training session for Manchester United before he went out on loan to Feyenoord. He did pick up an injury, which put a halt to that move. Feyenoord instead have gone and acquired Reiss Nelson. Now, for me, I'm happy that deal hasn't gone through. I don't think Feyenoord is the right club for Amad Diallo. I think Diallo is a very good player. I think he's capable of playing first team football in the Premier League. Is he Manchester United quality just yet? No. However, I do think someone like an Everton, he could start for Everton. I think you look at a Leeds, for example, could have started there. Obviously, they've now signed Dan James from us. So, I do think Amad Diallo is capable of playing in the Premier League, and that's where I would prefer him to get a loan deal. Whether he will go out on loan now is up in the air. Look, if he doesn't go out on loan, I think you then have to sell either a Jesse Lingard. I don't see a world in which we should be keeping Jesse Lingard. We should be keeping Amad. We should be keeping Martial, keeping Rashford. Obviously, we brought Sancho, keeping Cavani, keeping Greenwood. Obviously, signed Ronaldo. There's just too many players there. Obviously, we've got Alanga who'll come back from loan. Juan Mata is got a new contract this summer. Van der Beek, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems like he wants to play Van der Beek as a number 10 still. So, there's so many players in that front line. I don't see how you keep them all. And if Ahmad isn't going to leave on loan because of this injury, get rid of Jesse. Well, yeah. Who is your favourite player? Oh, well, I'm a Manchester United fan. So if my favourite Manchester United player is Anthony Martial. My favourite player in world football would have to be probably Lionel Messi. My favourite player of all time is Wayne Rooney. Hope that answers your question. What's yours? Calvert-Lewin is injured, so who will replace him in the England squad? I don't know. Maybe Greenwood, maybe Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins. That's all up in the air. At this moment I don't really care about England. I don't know about you guys, but unless it's an international tournament, I half the time I couldn't care less about international football. Obviously Lionel Messi, he obviously got his big move to Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, of course, he didn't want to leave Barcelona, but due to the financial implications at the club, due to the players being on so high money, they were forced to let him leave. Obviously, and then he joined Paris Saint-Germain to go team up with Maurizio Pochettino, his compatriot, national team compatriot. Would you say that? And obviously, his former teammate Lionel not Lionel Messi, Neymar. Speaking of Barcelona look set to lose right back Emerson Royal to Tottenham Hotspur. That deal is close to being done for around £20 million. Spurs, I believe he's having his medical today for that move. I think that's going to be a very, very good move for Tottenham and for Emerson, who, look, at the moment at Barcelona, they've got Serginho Dest and Sergi Roberto as right backs. I'm not sure how often Emerson plays over Dest. Dest is a young player. I think it's probably a good move. My question marks then comes to Tottenham. They currently already have 3 right backs on the books. That's in Tanganga. They have Serge Aurier, and they have Matt Doherty. If Emerson joins, that makes it 4. Tanganga, yes, he can play as a centre half, but he has played as a right back at the start of this season. So will that continue, or will Tanganga become a centre half, or will he just lose his place in the team in general? Obviously, what happens with Matt Doherty was such a success under Nuno Espirito Santos at Wolves. Will he succeed at Tottenham under Nuno, or will he just continue to underperform and disappoint like he did last year under Jose Mourinho? Sergio Ramos and Lionel Messi in the same team. That is scary stuff, isn't it? Where's my water bottle? There it is. So just some news. It's not transfer related, but Jordan Henderson has signed a new contract at West Ham United. Not West Ham United, at Liverpool. Mark Cucurella has signed for Brighton and Hove Albion. That was for a fee of £15.5 million. Connor Roberts from Swansea has joined Burnley for £2.5 million as well. Celtic striker Odson Edouard is having a medical at Crystal Palace ahead of a move. Newcastle are in talks for a loan move for Hamza Chowdhury, while Adam Ola Lookman is having a medical ahead of a loan move to Leicester City from RB Leipzig after a successful loan spell at Fulham last season. How long left of the window? The window shuts at 11, I believe. So about seven and a bit hours. 7.5 hours according to Sky. So must shut at 8. At midnight, sorry. Sorry, let me reiterate. The Emerson deal to go to Tottenham is 26 million, not 20. Right, so let's have a check at what Fabrizio Romano. Well, let's just check Twitter, see what's actually going on. Here we go. Brilliant. Right, hold on. Let me go get. Go. There we go. So, is that in there? There we go. Now it all fits properly and looks actually half decent. Decent. Right. So, load this up. There we go. Right, so what's going on? What is all the talks about? So Chelsea Chief Monchi confirms Chelsea did make a bid to sign Jules Koundé, and that has been rejected. Manchester United have asked for special distance. Well, obviously you can read that. So Cristiano Ronaldo looks like he will wear the number 7 shirt. Obviously, I discussed it yesterday in my video in regards to Dan James leaving. Well, actually, that came out today. Sorry, didn't it? So basically, by the looks of things, Cristiano Ronaldo will wear the number 7 shirt at Manchester United, with Edinson Cavani moving to the number 21. So that'll be a good deal. Well, good move for Cavani. Well, for Ronaldo getting his famous number 7 shirt. Chelsea are. Did I change it back to this screen? No, I did not. So there we go. Chelsea have not given up on Saul Niguez. Things can always change on deadline day. That from David Ornstein. In regards to Saul, I think he will stay at Atletico Madrid. I saw earlier that that move has been stopped. Atletico Madrid reportedly do not want to sell Saul Niguez anymore, or are not willing to let him go. So I wouldn't expect anyone to any bids to come in for him. I've got deadline day on. Yes, I do, Nico. That's why I've got the headphones. Chelsea. Torino have signed David Zimmer from Slavia Prague. Not quite high enough profile to get on the list on the main screen. So, I mean, there's the news in regards to Jordan Henderson signing a new contract at Liverpool. Manchester United deadline day checklist: Ruben Neves and Declan Rice links. I mean, look, obviously you guys can tell me your opinions regarding a Manchester United defensive midfielder, and the chances of that we'll get one. I don't think Manchester United are in for one. I think, look, when we sell Dan, pardon me, if we sell Dan James, if this whole sell to buy thing is right, that would leave us with 10 million to sign a midfielder. I don't want a midfielder for 10 million. If he's going to cost us 10 million pounds, he is not good enough to be. Well, really, he's not going to be good enough to be starting Manchester United's midfield. 10 million pounds isn't going to get you a Declan Rice, isn't going to get you Wilfred Ndidi, isn't going to get you a Ruben Neves. So I don't think we'll get one, because I don't think we're going to sell much more. And that is, I don't like that idea. I think we should be looking to sell Jesse Lingard. I think we should be looking to sell someone like an Anthony Martial if it's not Jesse Lingard. But it looks like we ain't going to do them sort of deals. We're going to kind of stick out what we've got and be happy. And I just think that's poor. But look, would I take Ruben Neves? Obviously, I made a video in regards to my defensive midfielder shortlist. My preferred options. In that video, I said I didn't want a Ruben Neves. And while that is still true, I still would prefer not to get a Ruben Neves. I would still prefer a João Palhinha from Sporting Lisbon, a Wilfred Ndidi, or a Declan Rice. I'm taking a Ruben Neves every day of the week over McTominay and Fred, or just nobody. So, yes, I would take Neves. Right, so let's go back to this page and we can have a little scroll through Twitter. So there's the Moise Keane deal going back to what's his name? Juventus. So Middlesbrough have completed the deal for Andres Spora. Good deal for them, I guess. Oh, what's going on at Old Trafford? So obviously, again, they're just about Ademola Lookman. Everton will want Boga. Um, is that Jeremy Boga from? I think it's Sassuolo. I don't know much about it. I believe he left Chelsea, was it, to go to Sassuolo. He's done quite well there. I'm not sure what the type of profile he is. I believe he's a winger. Can probably play as a striker. I mean, he could be a good deal. What I would say is, how many wingers do Everton need? I mean, Richarlison can play as a winger. You've got Andros Townsend. You've got what's his name? Damari Gray. You've got Alex Iwobi. You've got who's that young player you had? Is that Gordon? Anthony Gordon, is that it? So you've got 4 wingers there. Maybe you bring in another one. Well, 5 you include Richarlison, I suppose. So yeah, maybe you bring in another one, but I don't know. But yeah, Gordon. So I mean, right, 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So, what I was gonna say is, what we'll quickly go do is we'll go over to Cristiano Ronaldo's Instagram page. Oh, hold on. Quickly, before we do that, we have news in regards to up and coming Portuguese left back Nuno Mendes. If you watch TikTok and FC Wonder Kids, you'll know how highly this kid is rated over in Portugal. So, according to RMC Sport, Sporting have agreed to sell Nuno Mendes on the last day of the transfer window. PSG are in talks to sign him, but Man United, Man City and Real Madrid, alongside Barcelona, are all interested. Manchester United will not sign him. We do not need a third left back in Nuno Mendes, especially for the type of fee you'll be paying for him. You're going to be paying close to £40 million, in my opinion. So Manchester United won't be in for this deal. Man City, maybe. Obviously, I'm not going to get into all of the situation around Benjamin Mendy. All I will say is, of course, if the allegations are true, he deserves locking up. But obviously, with him being suspended at the moment, ongoing court trials to come and so on and so forth, they could do with a left back, couldn't they? Obviously, right at the moment, they got Zinchenko as their only left back. Obviously, like I said, with Benjamin Mendy out suspended. So, maybe Man City going for him. Although, again, how much money do Man City have? I'm not sure. Barcelona, they can't afford him. They don't have any money. That's why, well, obviously, they're going to make a bit of money from Emerson, but it won't be enough. PSG, I think they will go hard for Nuno Mendes. You look at that PSG backline. While Juan Bernat is all right at the moment, they're playing is it Ibrahim Diallo as a left back. He's a centre back, Diallo. So the sooner they can get a proper left back in, the better. And I think Nuno Mendes would be a fantastic left back for that, and kind of completes what is an unbelievable backline as it is with Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi as a right back, Centre-backs being Sergio Ramos and Marquinhos, with players like Kimpembe as a backup, with Nuno Mendes and Juan Bernat as the two left backs. And just in general, that back line, and that the squad depth in that back line for PSG is unbelievable. If Everton get Diaz and Boga, we might finish 6th or 7th. Look, what I would say is, I don't get your hopes up just yet. The teams above you look, they've all got better. If you think about, you look at the top 6. What's his name? Well, we'll go for the top 4 of last season. So, number 1, Man City signed Jack Grealish. They are better. Manchester United, Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane, better. Third was Liverpool, Canate, they're better. And in general, look, they've got so many key players back in Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez. Was Robertson? Did Robertson get injured for a little bit last season? As I think Trent did at times. At times that back line was dead. But look, they're all back now. They're playing very, very close, if not at their best. Chelsea, they've signed Romelu Lukaku. They're better. Obviously, more time under Thomas Tuchel. They will continuously get better. Because obviously, Thomas Tuchel's only been there for, half a year? You then go to 5th, which I believe, was 5th Leicester or West Ham? I believe it was it Leicester? We'll go with Leicester. They've signed Daka. They've signed Soumare. They're looking like they're going to sign Ademola Lookman. So they've done very well this window. Then West Ham in 6th. They've got Vlasic, who, from what I can tell, is a very good player. They've started this season on fire. They look better and better. The only thing I would say about West Ham is they do, for me, need a backup striker. You cannot rely on Antonio to stay fit for 12 months, especially when you start throwing in things like Europa League games. Keeping Antonio fit is just never going to happen. And so I would be looking for a striker. Tottenham, they've got better. I think Arsenal are getting better. So, while I think Everton have started really well, just relax a bit and just take it how it goes. Saul to Chelsea is nearly there, is it? Well, obviously, I've heard there's been rumours all window that Saul would be looking for a move away from Chelsea. The reports are that Saul's agent is working hard to complete a deal today for the Atletico Madrid midfielder for a loan move to Chelsea. I mean, it'd be nice if that deal to come off, to see Saul in the Premier League. Whether it would happen or not, like I said, I'm not completely sure. I mean, further news. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Like I reported just a few minutes ago, Sporting are open to selling Nuno Mendes in the next few hours. His agent, Miguel Pino, has been in touch with Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City in the last minute. So the two clubs that I said would be interested in Nuno Mendes are interested in Nuno Mendes, and Sporting want to complete the deal for around 40 million euros today. Let's see what happens. That was reported from Fabrizio Romano. I don't think Saul. Well, obviously, I'm not listening to it right now, but from what I can tell, it's Saul Niguez's agent is in London, not the player himself. Obviously, with it must be his agent, because with quarantine and rules, we saw Rafael Varane had to quarantine before he could sign for Manchester United. Saul can't be travelling to England, signing a contract, coming to England, having to self-isolate and then having to go back to Spain. I don't think that can happen. According to GFFN, Atletico Madrid are in talks to sign Paris Saint-Germain, the Spanish Spaniard in Paris Saint-Germain, Pablo Sarabia on a loan. Obviously, Pablo Sarabia joined Paris Saint-Germain, was it 2 years ago, from Sevilla after having a very good year in Spain. I do think Pablo Sarabia is a good player. I questioned him moving to Paris at the time. I would question him moving to Atletico Madrid now. Atletico Madrid, look, they play a 4-4-2. Pablo Sarabia would probably play on the right-hand side of that 4-4-2. But you look at that, the players they've got to play in that position right now. Rodrigo de Paul can play in that position. João Felix. You've got Thomas Lemar can do it. Trippier can do it, who looks like he's staying at the club. Saul Niguez. You've got Koke. They've got a lot of players that play on that right-hand side of the flat four in their 4-4-2 system. So will he get game time there? I'm not 100% sure, but it could be a good move for him if it does materialise. Well, there's, what's his name? Angel Correa to add to that list of right midfielders at Atletico Madrid. So just a little loan move here. PSG have sent youngster Arnaud Calamindo on loan to RC Lens. Sheffield Wednesday brings back Saido Berahino from the Belgian Belgian club Zulte Waregem. I believe that's Belgium, isn't it? Obviously, Saido Berahino burst onto the. He plays for Brunei. So he took up Bruneian consent. Would it be Brunei? So he's not. Look, he's not become the player he would have hoped he would have became and would have thought he would become. But is it a bad move for him? I'm not sure. It's not. I think it's a pretty good move for him. Coming back to England, where he spent his best years, really. Would he ever really return to the player he was and look like he was going to become? Absolutely not. Of course he won't. But let's hope. I hope he gets somewhere close at least. And Nico, just to reiterate what we were saying earlier, here is what Sky Sports have said in regards to this potential move. Hold on. These graphics are all over the place. There we go. So that's back. So lock that in. Right, that's full screen. This is the screen we want. Paste them both in there. There we go. So, is this the screen we want for that? No, for this. No. This one. This one will have to. No, we don't want to move the timer. There we go. So, this is what Sky Sports have reported. They've reported that Saul Niguez is keen to move to Chelsea. The agent of Saul Niguez are working hard to complete a move for the Atletico Madrid midfielder to join Chelsea on loan today. They will not give up until the last minute of the window. The player is keen to move to Chelsea. He's currently in Madrid and does not need to fly to London to complete the deal. So that's just following up from what we were saying earlier regarding this move. Where do you think the main man, Edouard, is going? He's going to Crystal Palace. That's where he's going. Edouard is completing a medical. Well, I don't know if he has completed it yet or is meant to be completing his medical at Crystal Palace today. A deal has been agreed for the Frenchman. So it's kind of now just waiting for that to be done and the official announcement. If I find the tweet from Fabrizio Romano about what he said in regards to the deal, and I will read that out for you guys. What has he said? Right, so yesterday it was Fabrizio Romano tweeted, Odsonne Edouard will be in London today in order to sign a new Crystal Palace player on a permanent move from Celtic. Done deal. Here we go. Personal terms also agreed. Medical today. Well, today/tomorrow morning. That was if that was tweeted yesterday or very early hours of early mornings today. So what's this called? Medical's being done today. 19 million euros deal. So it's a pretty good deal for Edouard as well. Obviously lit the Scottish League alight a couple of years ago. Hasn't hit the same heights recently, from what I can tell. While not being a huge fan of the Scottish League, he hasn't done amazingly as of lately, but it's still a good move for Edouard and Crystal Palace, who need a striker, and let's hope for their sake he will be just that, a prolific striker that can take a bit of the burden away from Wilfried Zaha, who over the last couple of years has kind of been expected to score the goals. Obviously, Christian Benteke, I think he scored 10 Premier League goals last year. Not quite enough or good enough, really, from what you would expect. Again, going over some old news. Hector Bellerin is in Spain to complete a medical ahead of a potential loan move to Real Betis. Arsenal have agreed a £20 million fee for Bologna defender Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu has obviously been a target for both Tottenham, for Tottenham throughout this window, but Arsenal look like they've snuck in and agreed the deal. That has been here we go by Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano said, what did he say as in regards to the deal? Here we go. So, Tomiyasu to Arsenal. Agreement reached. Here we go. Personal terms agreed, and Bologna will receive 20 million euros plus 3 in add-ons. Medical during the afternoon. Then official announcement. Here we go. So, Tomiyasu will join Arsenal. So that will be a good signing for them. Obviously, Arsenal defensively not great, are they? I mean, where will Tomiyasu play? That's my question. I mean, from what I can tell, he was always more of a centre-half than a right-back. So, so you would imagine, though, with Bellerin going out on loan, unless he will start using Maitland-Niles as a right-back, Tomiyasu will be a right-back. But if he's not going to be a right-back, I don't see why really they're signing him. Yes, I know they need centre halves because simply the Arsenal team the squad isn't good enough. I mean, if I go over to I'll just get the Arsenal squad up. There we go. So ignore the fact that the sides are now red. I can quickly, if I go here, I can sort that. But anyway, we'll sort that out in a bit. But if you look at this Arsenal squad, let's look at the centre back. Ben White, he's good. Where's the next centre half? Gabriel, is he? Weren't great last year. After he was good at the start of the season, sure, but towards the end weren't great. Rob Holding, I don't think is good enough. Pablo Mari on his day looks all right. Callum Chambers isn't good enough. So they do need centre halves. Obviously, they've got William Saliba out on loan at Marseille. He's a good player, Saliba. I think he is massively overrated. No, there's absolutely no doubt about that. He is massively overrated, but he is a good player. And so I wonder why bring in someone like a Tomiyasu when you have a Saliba who could he be much worse than these sort of players? Probably not. Right, so let's go back to this screen. Right, if I go back to here now. Let's update this. That. There we go. Now we have the nice transfer deadline day graphic. Also, I hope you guys like all the graphics we've got going on here. I was up all last night making them, so you guys better be appreciative of them. I quite like them. And I guess that's the main thing. So news from in regards to Sven Botman. Ethan, if you're still in here, I know you're a big fan of Sven Botman. He will be staying at Lille. There was reports that Sevilla were interested in Sven Botman. However, with the Jules Koundé deal now not going to happen, and Wolves not really coming in for Botman, there is no way Sven Botman will be leaving Lille. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. I tell you what, Fabrizio Romano must be a busy guy today. So Fabrizio Romano has also tweeted further news in regards. I mean, before we go into this, Sky should probably change your advert, well, your sports intro bit. They've got a picture of Man City lifting the Premier League trophy, But one of the main people you can see is Benjamin Mendy. Probably not a good look, Sky. But yeah, so Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, there's nothing between Barcelona and Saul Niguez. Chelsea are the only club now working again to try and sign Saul on a loan with an option to buy. The player wants to leave. Negotiations ongoing with Atletico Madrid. So, again, looks like Saul Niguez will be leaving the club. Obviously, Dan James, as he appears on this list, is pretty much a done deal. We're just kind of waiting on an official announcement of Dan James, obviously to Leeds United. Like I mentioned earlier in my video, which came out about 12 o'clock, did it come out? Dan James has been highly admired by Marcelo Bielsa at Leeds United, and they finally will have that deal over the line. That deal costing Leeds United about £25 million, which is quite a good deal for both parties. A player that I think will be probably very successful at Leeds United, and Manchester United getting a good chunk of change, that covering the cost of Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of the day. Obviously, Ronaldo costing Manchester United £2.5 million over a year for the next 5 years. If we go over and talk Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously on his Instagram, we will see what he tweeted in regards to his return to Manchester United. So, this is the picture he tweeted, and if I quickly load it up on my phone so I can read out what the actual quote says. Cristiano Ronaldo wrote, "Everyone who knows me knows about my never-ending love for Manchester United. The years I spent in the club were absolutely amazing, and the path we've made together is written in gold letters in the history of this great and amazing institution. I can't even start to explain my feelings right now as I see my return to Old Trafford announced worldwide. It's like a dream come true. After all the times that I went back to play against Manchester United, and even as an opponent to have always felt such love and respect from the supporters in the stands. This is absolutely 100% the stuff that dreams are made of. My first domestic league game, my first cup, my first call to the national team of Portugal, my first Champions League, my first Golden Boot, my first Ballon d'Or. They were all born from this special connection between me and the Red Devils. History has been written in the past, and history will be written once again. You have my word. I'm right here. I'm back where I belong. Let's make it happen once again. P.S. Sir Alex, this one is for you." What a guy. Got me feeling a bit emotional. The P.S. Sir Alex is for you. Get me a bit emotional. What a return. And look, do I believe this still will make Manchester United win the Premier League? I agree with Gary Neville. I don't think it does. I simply believe that to win the Premier League title, you cannot have such a hole in your team like Manchester United do in the form of a defensive midfielder. So, we've got some news coming from what are they called? Newcastle, as they have signed 19-year-old striker Santiago Munoz from Mexico. I don't know much about this kid, so we'll go and see what has been said. So Magpies signed teenager Santiago Munoz. He's an under 23 and he will join the academy set up for an initial 18-month loan deal. He's come from Santos Laguna. Again, you can tell I don't speak. Do they speak Spanish in Mexico? And look, now, well, with that Maitland-Niles news coming out, should we speak about him? United are close. Man United aren't signing Xavi Simons from PSG. Let's talk. What's his name? Let's talk Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Look, obviously, yesterday he put out on his Instagram, I just want to play somewhere where I'm wanted. Well, I just want to be somewhere where I'll play and am wanted. Then he added Arsenal. That, for me, I've had a load of opinions on it, and somehow I never agree with Simon Jordan, but I agree with Simon Jordan on this. For me, well, hold on. Right. So, the Dan James deal looks like it's done. Leeds United have tweeted the phone lines are open, so we assume that's in regards to Dan James joining Leeds. Obviously, we'll wait for further tweets from that. But yeah, on Maitland-Niles, I agree with Simon Jordan. He deserves fining. I mean, if you go back to when Arteta first came in, we saw Maitland-Niles playing as a right back. He was playing well there. He was playing regularly there. Even broke into the England squad playing as a right back. He then off his own back came out and said he wants to play in midfield. He doesn't want to play right back. He doesn't want to be a fullback. He wants to play in midfield. He came out and openly said that in an interview. So he stopped playing as a fullback. But he is not a good enough midfielder to play for Arsenal. He got in last January, he got a loan move to West Brom as pretty much the only team that wanted him as a central midfielder to play regularly. And he got relegated and didn't really pull up any trees. Like, Joe Willock went to Newcastle and was better. Like, he's not good enough. Maitland-Niles plays at midfielder, so he hasn't played. And now it's like Arsenal fans, and well, he's expecting, because I'm not playing as much now, I should be allowed to be sold for less than Arsenal value him at. That's not how it works, mate. Maitland, the long and short of it for me is, Maitland-Niles made his bed by saying he doesn't want to play as a fullback, where he was getting regular time, getting into the England squad. He made his bed by saying, I don't want to play as a fullback. He wants to be a midfielder. He didn't play because he wasn't good enough to be a midfielder. And now, this summer, he's agreed, I'll play fullback. Too little, too late, mate. Like, yes, should Arteta use him as a fullback? Probably, if he's good enough. But if in regards to leaving, should he be allowed to leave? No, he shouldn't. If Everton haven't paid, let's say, the £25 million they want for Maitland-Niles, he shouldn't be allowed to leave. Look at Joe Willock. Joe Willock wasn't just allowed to leave for nothing. They paid £25 million Newcastle for Joe Willock, and they got him, who is a better midfielder than Maitland-Niles. So, while of course I feel bad that he's not playing, he's unhappy, but I feel like it's his own doing. Um, I mean, we've got some interesting news here from Sift Nike, and that is an Arab media source are reporting that Alexandre Lacazette and Martin Odegaard had sexual intercourse in the Arsenal training facilities. I don't know if that will focus on. There you go. That is mental. Any deals you think are going to happen for Arsenal? Well, I mean, apart from the probably fines, I don't think Arsenal will get many more players in. Like I said, Tomiyasu will join Arsenal from is it Bologna? For just under £20 million. Wow. Well, who knows? Well, I mean, you'd imagine with that, but I'm pretty sure both of them have girlfriends. I'm almost certain Odegaard has a girlfriend. Or at least did have a girlfriend. Right. Oh no, he ain't got a girlfriend. He could be. Wait, I would question whether the story is real. I would question whether the story is real. But I mean, if it is, it's bloody mental, isn't it? But yeah, so I do think Arsenal will sign Tomiyasu. Well, it is pretty much done. Just a medical to go, and then it will be confirmed. I think obviously Hector Bellerin will leave for Real Betis on loan, and then I don't know. So yeah, I think Bellerin will leave, and but I don't think Maitland-Niles will. And if we quickly go over to this screen, you can see that Daniel James has officially signed for Leeds United. Obviously, this nearly there with the paperwork. That's in response to obviously the deal falling through in January 2020? 2019. January 2019, where obviously it was well in the Leeds documentary how they were that close to signing Dan James from Swansea City. That fell through at the time. Now they have got their man, 2.5 years later, signing from Manchester United for a fee of around £28 million, according to Fabrizio Romano. I mean, what do we all make of that deal? I think it's a good deal for both Dan James and Leeds and Manchester United. So here's the announcement video. You wear the number 20 at Leeds. You know, hold on, let me restart it. No, I will not restart it, actually. I was going to put the sound on, but that would just cause problems because I don't have headphones to the computer. There we go. That was the announcement video of Dan James, and that he has officially now signed for Leeds United. Do you reckon we'll get any more big news, big transfers, so we can add to the nice collection here? Obviously, the top deals of the summer or of the deadline day so far have been Cristiano Ronaldo. He joined. Well, that deal was officially confirmed at around 9 AM today, which left plenty of time for Manchester United to get more deals done. Which I would look. When you sign a player at 9 AM, when you're Manchester United, Manchester United know about the media and how it works. If we wanted to, for Manchester United not to sign another player would be bizarre for me, considering why would we announce Ronaldo so early when we could have dragged it out, so let's say until 2 o'clock, then put it out, or even now, like Dan James have just gone at 4 o'clock, then put it out, because then you don't really expect anything else, do you? But so for that to be put out at 9 AM leads me to believe we're probably trying to work on something else. I don't think he's worth 30 million. He might do well at Leeds. I think he will do well at Leeds. Whether he's worth 30 million, again, I agree. I don't think he probably is, but I think he will do well. Everton are signing Juan Roman. I don't know who he is from Villarreal. Again, I don't know who he is, to be honest. Did Emerson Royale leave? Apparently, yes. So with Emerson, the latest is that he's doing a medical for Tottenham for around 25 or 28 million quid. I think that was million euros. So he will be leaving Barcelona for Tottenham. It's just a matter of time, really, on that deal. Who's Gomez? Benfica have loaned Andre Gomez from Everton. So a lot of outgoings at what's this called today? At Everton, with Andre Gomez leaving the Toffees for Benfica on a loan. There will also be an option to buy for 12.5 million euros. Manchester United now have tweeted in thank you to Dan James as he leaves the club on a permanent basis. West Ham are in talks to sign Spartak Moscow midfielder Alex Krau. That'll be a pretty decent move for him. Right. There we go. Oh, let's hear what Dan James has to say. So he says he's excited to be here at Leeds. You just said that it's all happening quite quickly. Yeah, I'll give it a quick search, Nico. So look, with Dan James, obviously. Dan James saying he sees this as a positive move for him, for his career, playing wise and whatever. Yeah, I know Cucurella's been done. With Cucurella, I assumed it weren't that bit that like, the deal wasn't big enough to add to the top deals. I expected more to really be happening, so that's why I didn't add it to the top deals list. I added Dan James because, I mean, Man United, Leeds, Dan James, 30 million, just about gets it. Camavinga, obviously, Real Madrid, big deal. Ronaldo, obviously, huge. Moise Keane, it's alright. Right, I'm bored now, Dan. Dan, you've bored me. So Juan Roman. Let me give him a little Google. Juan Roman. Is this not just Raquelme? Have you like just got me? I feel like you've nabbed me here. You have just nabbed me. That's poor from you, Nico. That's poor. Disappointed in you, Nico. Nabsing me like that. Right. Can we get some more big deal? You know what? Let's add Vlasic to this deal, to the list. We haven't added someone. Well, I haven't added someone at all since being live. So I want to add somebody. So we're gonna do that now. Right. Right. So that should update. There we go. So I've added Vlasic just for the sake that I just want to add somebody. We've been live for about an hour and a half. We've not had anyone that we've not had any big deals. Breaking. Apparently Burnley are interested in Patrick Bamford. Absolutely not. That's never happening. Bamford A would never go back to Burnley. B, Burnley would never want Bamford. It's just a nothing rumour. If that is actually a rumour, God. So obviously, I reported earlier, it was reported earlier, that Nuno Mendes would, Sporting CP would be willing to let go of Nuno Mendes. Romana has now tweeted, PSG are leading the race to sign Nuno Mendes. Talks to find the solution. Pablo Sarabia could be included in the deal with Sporting. Man City are not interested in paying the full 40 million euros. Could be a loan swap deal for Nuno Mendes and Pablo Sarabia. So it looks like Nuno Mendes will be off to Paris Saint-Germain. You are right, Charlie. Patrick Bamford has just signed a new contract. I mean, what we'll quickly do is we'll quickly go through some of the big, goings on from today already. So, obviously, we have the top deals. We've seen Burnley have signed Connor Roberts from Swansea City. Cristiano Ronaldo's joined Manchester United. That deal, look, that had already pretty much been confirmed that was happening. It's now just officially he's signed. He's officially a Manchester United player now. With Ronaldo, with Dan James leaving, it looks as if Cristiano Ronaldo will wear the number 7 shirt and Cavani will become number 21. Emerson Royal from Barcelona is having a medical at Tottenham ahead of a £26 million transfer to Tottenham, leaving them with, I believe, is it 4 right backs now? Is Sergio Aurier still at Tottenham? If Aurier is still at Tottenham, that'll be 4 right backs at the club. He is. But there's reports that he could be on his way to Real Betis if Emerson does sign for Spurs, which would be a good deal for them. Hector Bellerin is in Spain for a loan move to Betis, so that actually probably means Aurier won't end up going to Betis. Arsenal have agreed a £20 million deal, I should say, with Bologna defender Tomiyasu to bring him to the club. He's a centre-half / right back, so a bit slightly versatile. Moise Kean has rejoined, I should say, Juventus on a 2-year loan. Dan James, like I said, has joined Leeds United for £27 million. Edouard Camavinga has joined Real Madrid for £30 million. And Nicola Vlasic has joined West Ham for £33 million. We've also got other deals like, as United Live said earlier, Mark Cucurella has officially signed for Brighton and Hove Albion for around 14 million quid. Happy National Day to Malaysia. Toby from Love Island and #United is doing the paperwork to sign for Sparrow. Upton fee of no chance. Toby won't leave hashtag. If obviously I know it's probably a joke, but if Toby leaves hashtag, I imagine he will just stop playing like semi-professional football. And he'll be like to become an influencer or whatever. Right. So what's been said about this? So, we got news from Everton. They are looking at signing a striker. Obviously, we've spoken about Salomon Rondon. He still looks like that will be going. That will be happening. Well, if they do sign a striker, that will be it. They obviously will still want Maitland-Niles. They are looking at other alternatives. They want Luis Diaz. They want to try and sort out the situation with James Rodriguez. Of course, James Rodriguez does not want to be at Everton. Rafa Benitez is fine with selling him. Rafa Benitez never really fancied him at Real Madrid. Doesn't fancy him here at Everton. So it looks like James Rodriguez will be on his way if they can find a suitor for him. That is the big question though. Will they be able to? Leaked photos of Tomiyasu. They're photoshopped, mate. That ain't official photos. Had become a postman. Just wondering about hashtag United. Why are they so famous on YouTube? Well, basically, Spencer Owen was a big team. Was big, had a big audience, and then he decided to make a proper team, like a semi-professional team. They've done it. They've gone about it in the right way. Obviously, Spencer's a really likable guy. They're big in the football YouTube scene. He has connections with a lot of people. So they're just likable, really. And obviously stuff like Toby going on Love Island. Obviously, I don't think it was part of the plan to get Toby to go on Love Island. I think they kind of he applied to go on and ended up going. Obviously, that will help their reputation, I guess, because a lot of people like Toby and feel like he should have won Love Island. Right. What other rumours are speculating? What's going on with Ross Barkley? Burnley consider a late loan move for Ross Barkley. Difficult deal to do, but Chelsea want to offload. Nothing concrete at this stage. Player was stripped of the number 8 jersey earlier this month. I did notice Nicola Vlasic is still number 8. I mean, if you were a Burnley fan, would you take a Ross Barkley? I think at the start of his loan move at Aston Villa last year, he was doing quite well, but then kind of fell off, didn't he, right at the end? Petition for Finn to go on Love Island then. Mate, yeah, I don't think I'll make it on Love Island. If somehow I even got on, which would never happen, nor that I would want it to happen, that I have a really great girlfriend. That should get me out of trouble, if for whatever reason she was watching. But even if somehow I got on there, even though I don't want to be, I'd get kicked out straight away. On the first recoupling, I'll be gone. But look, let's talk more transfers, more done deals. Harry Arter from Nottingham Forest has officially joined Charlton on a season-long loan. Atletico Madrid have just kind of reinforced the position on João Felix that he is not leaving the club this summer, whether that's on a loan or on a permanent basis. West Ham are closing in on a deal for Alex Král. The Spartak Moscow chief has confirmed Král is leaving. We had different options for him from both Atalanta and West Ham, but we've agreed on all terms with West Ham. So it looks like that deal is just a matter of time before that goes through. And then it's kind of just more of the same stuff that we've already reported. This isn't transfer news, but just news in general from the footballing world, and that is that Barcelona have confirmed Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba have taken pay cuts in order for the registration of Sergio Aguero to happen. Congratulations, Finn, you have passed the first test. Fist bump, Lucy, you got yourself a loyal boy. Come on! Pass the test. I believe Dortmund have actually made a signing as well. They have. They've signed Marin Pogric. They've signed him. He joins from Wolfsburg on a 1-year loan deal. Did they sign someone else as well? I don't think so. Then again, just going over the old sort of ground at the moment. Jules Koundé is set to stay at Sevilla this season with all deals off the table as things stand. PSG are they're still holding firm on their stance that Paris Saint-Germain, that Kylian Mbappe will remain as a Paris Saint-Germain player this season, obviously running the risk that they may lose him on a free next summer. However, Real Madrid have not given up hope that they will be able to convince Paris Saint-Germain to sell up. It's going to be quite quiet for United, I guess, but but Chelsea not getting Koundé and Sal is a plus for us, at least with rivals. Although it does look like as if Saul will end up at Chelsea. Chelsea are working hard to try and complete a deal for the Spanish international. So while it's not officially done yet, it looks as if that's what he wants. Breaking news from RMC Sport, and that is that Antoine Griezmann could return to Atletico Madrid today. That is huge news. What do we think about that then? A news from Feyenoord, and their loan move of Reiss Nelson is now official. Reiss Nelson has officially joined Feyenoord on a season-long loan. Dirty mind test. PO something N. Don't know. Don't know what it could be. Poon. There we go. Poon. That's a great word. Your camera died. Has it? Well, it should be working. What's happened? Did it just freeze or something, or like start lagging? I don't know. Hopefully it's working. Is it working now? Pomegranate. Anyone getting a new kit with CR7 on the back? I mean, I don't usually get shirt. I don't usually get names on the back of my shirts anymore. I used to when I was little, and I used to get right. As long as it's working now, that's the main thing. It should be working. Right. As long as it's working now, that's fine. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't usually get shirts names on the back of my shirts anymore. Although I have actually considered if I get the shirts this year, getting Ronaldo on the back. I have considered it. Photos of Odegaard and Lacazette making out is out on Twitter. No chance. Surely not. Where are they then? Alright, as long as it's all working. Freezer, where are these where's these pictures? I need to confirm. It sounds a bit dodgy me asking for them, but I don't believe this can be true. It's one of those things where it's such a mind-boggling idea. Brilliant. What a lad. Well, I mean, think about it. Think about what's coming out. I mean, if we don't find out, we've got the Amazon All or Nothing, so that'll be fun. This Amazon All or Nothing is going to be elite. Imagine that. All this stuff coming out. Authentic or the fan-made jersey is better. This year, when it comes to the away and third shirts, I would get the fan one. Although the home shirt, if I get it, I want to get it in the authentic one, the one the players wear, because how it's made is different. So for the home shirt, I want to get the authentic, but for the away and third, if I got them, I would get the fan one. But if you can't afford the fan one, if you can't afford the authentic one, don't get the authentic one. It's not that big of a deal, really. But at the end of the day, it's the same shirt. So happy Dan James left. Yeah, I mean, look, I like Dan James. I think Dan James is a really likeable character, and I wish him all the best at Leeds. Obviously, aside from the fact he plays for Leeds, I wish the best on him. I want him to succeed there. But I don't think he is Manchester United quality. So that's why I don't mind he's gone. Is the quality different? It shouldn't be. I mean, if you go, is it just that you're the quality? Well, it depends. I mean, both of them are good quality, He's just kind of made out different stuff. I mean, I would just get the if you're getting the home shirt, if you can go to a shop that has both, have a look at both and see which one you prefer. I just prefer the way the authentic one home shirt looks compared to the fan one, because from close up there's slight differences which you can see. So I would prefer the home one, especially if you are going to be playing loads of football or whatever in it, or like when I do these streams, I can get boiling hot. So because I've got a thing, I've got like a light above me. I usually have these lights on. If I turn that light on now, you can see I've got lights. Turn it off because I don't need it. So because I've got so much light on me, I get so hot. So to have a nice shirt like that, it's more made for sports would be nice anyways. But like I said, there's not that much difference. There ones of an early guy. Nasty. It costs 400. Yeah, the authentic shirt, they are very expensive. So right, we have some news regarding PSG and Nuno Mendes. This is from Foot Mercato. They have said PSG are on the verge of agreeing a deal to sign Nuno Mendes from Sporting CP on a loan with an option to buy for 40 million euros. Personal terms already agreed. L'Equipe have announced Barcelona want around 50 million euros for Antoine Griezmann and are in discussion with Atletico Madrid. Atleti have a 3-year contract on the table for Antoine Griezmann. Now, if this Antoine Griezmann deal goes through, it must go down as one of the worst signings in football history. How much they're going to lose? About £50 million on him in the space of 2 years. Has eaten up 700k a week and has massively flopped. What a awful deal that has been for Barcelona. And it's weird that they're getting all these deals done now. If they got these deals done 2 months ago, they would still have Lionel Messi. Mental. Chelsea in talks to sign Alex Hunter. Will Man United sign anyone? I don't think we will. When it comes to Manchester United, I hoped, considering how early that the Ronaldo deal was announced, I should say. Well, that being at 9 a.m. I wasn't even awake at the time. Like when that got announced, I woke up to it being announced at 9 a.m. Like, what? So when I saw that, I thought, oh, so we got that deal done already. Dan James is going to leave this today too. Bit of money there. We're going to leave ourselves all day to get a defensive midfielder in. It's been absolute radio silence from Manchester United. They've completely left the Sal Niguez deal, so he looks like he will be joining Chelsea on loan. I don't think Manchester United are going to sign anyone unless in the last few hours we go for like an Alex Telles type deal. That would be great. Of course it would. Whether it happened or not, I'm not sure. If we was to do a deal like that, I think it should have been at Edouard Camavinga, but he's already. I just slammed my mic onto the ironing board. That deal should have been done already, but obviously he's a Real Madrid player now, or if he's not officially, he's pretty much it. We need a DM and a backup left mid. We don't need a backup left winger. At the moment, as a left wingers, we have Pogba can play there. We have Rashford. We have Martial. We have Lingard. We don't need a left winger. We need to sell a left winger. That's what we need to do. Right. Look, this is a tweet from Tactical Times, and I think all of us agree with it. Liverpool will be alright without any new players. Look, yes, they might want some new players. I think they'll be fine without them, though. I think Man City will be fine without a centre forward. I think they probably Well, do I completely agree with it? Yes and no. Look, they looked fine against Arsenal, didn't they? They've looked fine majority of this season without one. I think at times they could regret it, and that's why I put in my Premier League predictions they would regret not signing one. But I mean, with Jesus and Ferran Torres as number 9s, I think they'll be all right. With Chelsea not signing Jules Koundé, they'll be absolutely fine. United not signing a defensive midfielder will make or break our title hopes. Leeds facing Liverpool in the next match. Dan James, do us a favour. Oh please, when will you start admitting the manager is the real issue? Well, we have to wait and see, don't we? I mean, look, I spoke honestly about my opinions on Ollie after the game yesterday, and I'll see what I said yesterday. If this is Ollie in, like between, I'm not very good at this. Right there. So if this side is Ollie out, yeah, this is Ollie out. This is Ollie in. I'm slowly going that way towards Ollie out. This is like Ollie on the fence where I am. The more we watch this season, the more that way. But I stand by. You cannot demand a manager be sacked while we are still winning majority of our games. Just can't do it. I mean, performances aren't good enough, and that is why me and a lot of people are dipping that way towards being Ollie out. But while we are still getting the massive luck that we are, and we are still winning these games, how can you want a manager to be sacked at winning games all the time? But if you back whoever has this team will not win a Premier League. This idea that we will is laughable in my opinion. Tell me a Premier League team that has won just tell me a Premier League side that has won a Premier League without a defensive midfielder. There is none. It doesn't happen. Because it can't happen. Because your team is so off balance. There's no balance in that midfield without a defensive midfielder. It doesn't happen. The only reason we're stressing over lack is because we know Ollie isn't capable of getting the best out of our current squad. No, because you need a defensive midfielder. Look at Man City in the Champions League final. They started without a proper defensive midfielder. They got ran over in the midfield, and their opening goal, the only goal of that game came from where a defensive midfielder would have been mopping up. You don't win a Premier League title without a DM. You don't. I don't. No. Both of their managers have relied on a defensive midfielder. Last year, when Fabinho got injured and came out as CDM, that was when Liverpool were dreadful. At the end of the season, they had they had Reece Williams, or whatever his name is, and Nat Phillips. They had them two playing centre back. Fabinho was back in DM. They beat us 4-2. They absolutely tore us apart. They were back to their best. Well, or as closest to their best they can be when playing with them two donkeys at centre half. DM is the most important position in a midfield. You cannot win stuff without a proper DM. Like I said, Liverpool went off the ball without Fabinho. With Thomas Tuchel, their system is slightly different in the fact that they do play with Jorginho and Kante or Kovacic, who are players that don't look to want to push forward and break through the lines like Paul Pogba wants to do. If N'Golo Kante and Jorginho and N'Golo Kante and Kovacic and Jorginho, that three, any mixture of them, are closer to a three of McTominay and Fred than they are Pogba and whoever. Because Pogba, what he wants to do is he wants to be breaking into the box like you would see in a 4-3-3. That's why we don't see Mason Mount playing it in that double pivot for Tottenham, because that is close to what Paul Pogba wants to do. So unless you want to see what's his name doing it, Paul Pogba playing deep as much as we saw him do against Wolves, then we're never going to see the best out of Paul Pogba. We need a defensive midfielder. It's how it is. No, it's Ollie on the fence. No, it's not. I don't have to be Ollie in or Ollie out. I can just be. I'll see how it gets on. I don't. If Ollie in would mean if he got sacked at this moment, I would be sad. I'd be disappointed. I'd be angry. Ollie out means if every day he keeps his job, you're angry. You want him gone. If Ollie got sacked tomorrow, I would not care. If Ollie keeps his job, which he will, I don't care. Like, it's far too early to judge to write this season off. When will you learn that changing managers won't work for United? Jose Mourinho, LVG defines it all. Jorginho to United rumours on Sky Sports. We will never, ever get Jorginho. Keep blaming Fred for getting played. Keep crying Van der Beek doesn't get game time. But never ask yourself. I'm not debating that. But at the end of the day, Fred has to play, kind of. Really, because Matic is gone. And who else? McTominay's not fit. Donny should be playing. But we're winning games without him. It's frustrating. We know we can play better with Donny in the team. Or at least we all believe we can. But at the end of the day, we beat Wolves yesterday. Was it yesterday? Whenever it was. We beat Wolves. Like, as much as I was calling for Donny van der Beek to come on, and I was angry he didn't. We won. That's realistically the only thing that matters. If we play like we did against Wolves every game this season, but we won the Premier League title, at the end of the season, you won't find me going, bloody hell, we might have won the league, but we didn't play Donny. I won't. I will not care if we win the league. The issues will come, and this is where my why I am firmly on the fence or tipping towards Ollie out is I do think we are at times very lucky, and I think that luck will eventually run out. But everyone's lucky. I mean, when Leicester won the league, while of course they did play well, a lot of that was luck. That everyone else was underperforming when Leicester won the league. A lot of that was thanks to luck and teams underestimating them, what have you. Doesn't mean you'd sack Ranieri, would you? Because he's getting lucky in a sense. Or when like you can't sack a manager that wins as often as Ollie does. The issues will come when this luck that we all believe he is getting runs out. That will be when the pressure builds on him, and when you calling for his head, for me, makes sense. But while we are winning as much as we are, I don't think you can sack him. Wrong. Ollie in. No, it's not. So I'm not Ollie in. I'm not Ollie out either. Everton will sign David Neres and Ajax. David, he might be, yeah. I don't know how good Neres is, to be fair. Mate, if you can't accept others' opinions, sick of Lingard, refuses West Ham and other clubs. I think he got. Yeah, I mean, I agree on the Lingard situation. I think part of the issue is I don't think Ollie wants to get rid of him. I think Ollie sees him as part of the squad. I think we should have sold him, but we didn't. I mean, let's see how big of a part to play he has. I feel like this it's a wasted opportunity for Lingard, and I think we could end up seeing what we saw in January last year, where he goes out on loan again, which will be a complete waste of half a season for Lingard, will be a complete waste of time for us, and it will just be another year of him on the books. Scariest version of a player scariest version of a player. Sterling against Leon, 6 yards. It was a shocking miss, weren't it? Back, how long ago was that? So you think we will win the Premier League? I'm not saying we're going to win the Premier League. What I'm saying is, you bring us Pep Guardiola, you bring us Jurgen Klopp, without a defensive midfielder, we don't win the league with them either. What we have in Ollie is, while a lot of people don't like how we play football and things like that, we have a manager that isn't scared to be divisive. Like, for whatever reason, he wants to keep Lingard, but he's not scared to be divisive. And we know that for a fact by the fact who keeps starting in midfield. McTominay and Fred. Van der Beek doesn't play. So he's not scared to go against the opinion because that's what he thinks is right. And as much as it's not the most entertaining style of football, it gets results. And I mean, how many times have we saw in the Villarreal Cup final, we had McTominay playing in midfield next to Pogba. So no Fred. That we played what many considered our best team. We were rubbish. We were awful against Villarreal. Why is that? Because we don't have a defensive midfielder. Football, the most important position really in transitioning from attack to defence, the defence to attack, is your defensive midfielder. He sets the tempo. He gets the ball off the back line. We don't have that. Lingard only staying to suck off Ronaldo and get partnerships with Jay Lings. Freddy's a joke. Yeah, you bring us but we are competing with the best. No. This squad is not good. Well, the squad is good, but key positions aren't good. You can have as much as you want. Again, look at Man City in the Champions League final. How that squad was unbelievable, that team. But they didn't have a DM and they got ran through by Chelsea time and time and time again. They were awful in midfield because they didn't have a DM. It's that simple. There's only so many times I can say that. Man City in the Champions League final is the best example. Or Liverpool last year when they lost Fabinho. They lost their DM or didn't play their DM and their midfield was wank. They got ran through time and time and time again. Defence was exposed and that led to Man City losing the Champions League final. Led to Liverpool losing so many games. Losing their unbeaten Anfield record. Lost, was it 3 or 4 games at Anfield in a row, including to teams like Southampton, Burnley. Did they lose to Newcastle? Or they might have drawn against Newcastle. It's so important, a DM. So important in football. It's the most underrated position in football. If you are playing a pivot or playing a team that has Bruno, you have Pogba, you need a DM. It's not like playing Kovacic and Jorginho, who both like to do the defense, will both do the hard works both sides. Kovacic will like to do defensive work and then can go forward. Pogba doesn't want to do defensive work. That's why he plays in the left wing. He's never been a defensive player. He never. And you can't rely on Pogba on his own. When you have someone like N'Golo Kante with him for France, N'Golo Kante is such a workhorse, he can do the job for you. But even then, for France sometimes, we saw against Switzerland, at times Pogba was letting them down. Pogba was unbelievable against Switzerland, don't get me wrong, going forward and on the ball. He was probably the best player on that pitch that day. But at times, he was exposed for getting forward too often. I believe he was the one that lost the ball, which led to the equaliser for Switzerland before it went to pens. So, and that's with one of the best in the world at DM. Like, you need a defensive midfielder. uh, if Pep and Klopp comes, we won't even have the squad we have now. City fans want Ronaldo. 2 days later, rumours just. I rate you, Matt, but be real. The Villarreal game was not just because of our simple DM. Our whole attack was stuck in because of poor tactics. Ollie got no system. Well, again, like I said, I mean, I didn't imagine I'd be having this conversation today. If we go to this screen, obviously, we've been here before. So it was McTominay. Rashford there, wasn't it? And it was Lindelof and Bailly. That was the team against Villarreal, more or less, I think. So what happens with our DM? And yes, I'm going to get to that. Look, I want to stop this chat, so I'm going to have this, and then we're going to be done with this. This is deadline day, not Ollie in, Ollie out. So, what happens? Right, can you let go of Lindelof? So, from goal kicks or whenever the ball gets cleared long, because they did that a lot. So, we give it to Lindelof or Bailly, who would. And how many times have we said this? Runs it out a little bit, passes it sideways or to the DM. This is where you now need to quicken it up. We saw with Raphael Varane how quickly he looks to try and get rid of that ball and give it to the fullbacks. But we'll get the ball there with McTominay. And instead of looking to run, play it forward, he'll do that thing where he puts his foot on the ball, hops around it, passes it. That just allows Villarreal to get back. Just get back into shape. So it's 11 versus 11. But they've got 11 defenders. And that is why our defence at time, when we are looking to break down a low block, we can't do it because we're too slow at getting the ball forward. We're not quick enough on the ball. And while that is in a sense part of an Ollie problem, it's also these players aren't good enough to set the tempo. We've seen McTominay's passing is awful. We've seen Fred's passing is awful. Like, none of these two can pass. Matic can pass, and that's why when Matic plays, we look better. But Matic can't play every game because he's done out. His legs have gone. So, without a DM orchestrating the play, you can't expect to be playing the unbelievable football because it doesn't happen. Because a DM is so important at setting tempo in midfield, getting the ball forward, getting the ball off the back line. A DM is the most underappreciated position in world football. Simple as that. That's the way. No, I agree. I mean, there's certainly issues with Ollie. I'm not saying I'm not Ollie out doesn't mean I think he's perfect. But there's certainly issues with him. Like, the lack of subs is an issue. But I can't help it really. It's just the internet going in and out momentarily. I don't know why it does. It keeps doing it. With what am I trying? What am I thinking? With Ollie, there is issues. Not making subs is certainly one of them. Like, I'm not saying he's not, but like, obviously yesterday I wasn't happy with the subs, but at the end of the day we won. Like, against Villarreal, the subs didn't come. He got massively criticised for it from me. I massively criticised him for it. We didn't win that game. Against Wolves, I moaned about the subs not coming and criticised him for it, but we won the game. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. like I said, I'm more than happy for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to put out the team. I don't like every single game if it means we win every game and we win the Premier League. If that doesn't happen, and if he keeps putting teams out that we don't like and results turn, well then my position from on the fence will quickly become get him out. But until that happens, I'm not gonna call for the head of a manager that is winning. Like, we are winning games. We might not do it at times in the prettiest of fashion, but we're winning games. You can't. I don't see how you can sack a manager that is doing that. Right. Don't ever say the DM was the reason we lost. That is beyond stupid. Look, we can all have our opinions. And look, I mean, today's not the day for an Ollie out debate, Ollie in debate. But at some point, I do plan to do one during this season, and still, I'm sure I'll get you on it, you and Realist, because I know you two are very passionate in regards to Ollie out. I mean, yeah, I like that from you, NG. Look, this season, apart from the DM, Ollie has no excuses. Like, if we aren't scoring goals, there is no excuse, because we have Ronaldo. Like, there is no excuses now for Ollie. This is the make or break for him, and let's see if he sinks or swims. So, what you said about when you said our opinions, you sounded like Roy Keane. I'm Roy Keane. Sorry if the stream's been a bit dodgy. But look, all right, so let's catch up on all the transfers. So according to Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona have made a €75 million bid for RB Leipzig's Dani Olmo. That's mental. Right, so I feel like the bid for the signing of Alex Borbilla or whatever to RB Leipzig is good enough to make the list. So let's add him. Going on the list, going on the list. Is that how you spell Leipzig? It is. There we go. No, I'm not blocking Sil. Look. This channel isn't just my opinion. I want to know. I always want to know your guys. I want to know. Look, football is all about opinion. Sil's allowed to be Ollie out. He can be a passionate Ollie out. That's his opinion. At the end of the day, I have my opinion. We can have a debate as long as it's peaceful. We're not just slagging each other off. He's allowed his opinion. That's how it is. Look, it's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about it. So more news about the Dani Olmo bid, or offer. He's not leaving Leipzig. He's not leaving. He's not fucking leaving. So Dennis Pratt has joined Torino on a loan. Nat Phillips has signed a new long-term contract at the club at Liverpool. Real Madrid are ready to offer 35 million euros for Osim Aouar. According to Fabrizio Romano, Takeo Tomayusu has officially passed his medical at Arsenal and will be an Arsenal player very, very soon. So again, we'll add him to the list. As long as you find that it's okay, I just don't want. No, it's fine. Like I said, that's what I like about football. Like part of the reason I've made this channel, I like doing the streams. Like I like it. I want to hear everyone's opinions. We all. You just made the list. Yeah, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and I want to hear other people's opinions. Like I said, as long as it doesn't get like a debate doesn't become like people don't start like abusing each other and like stuff like that. It's all fun, isn't it? All fun games, really. So Burnley have been offered the chance to sign Juventus midfielder Weston McKennie. I'm not sure he quite fits Burnley, but yeah. What other deals have been done? Nothing else really coming through. Obviously, as reported earlier, Reiss Nelson has joined Feyenoord on a loan for the season. Apart from that, by the looks of it, all real caught up. So, let me tell you about the Elias Borbia deal. Does the stream keep like mugging off, like dying momentarily or whatever? If it does, I'm sorry. I don't know. Don't know why it's doing it. It shouldn't be, but it looks like it is. I don't know if that light, if it's better with the light on or off. Maybe I've turned this light on. Just look. Slowly onto it. I like that light. I like that light on. Right, can we turn this up? There we go. Maybe don't turn this. Yeah. Nat Phillips is signed for longer. So the news on the Elias Borbia deal. So he has signed for RB Leipzig, for 16 million euros, plus 6 million euros in bonuses, and he has signed a 4-year contract. This guy, look, he's a fantastic player. He's meant to be like the next Paul Pogba. He's that highly thought about at Barcelona. Of course, he wanted more money this summer if he was to sign a new contract. He weren't getting that, so he is not. So he didn't stay at Barcelona. He's now a RB Leipzig player. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted thus: no Arsenal, no Real Madrid, no answers from Tottenham. Osim Aouar situation is basically the same. No agreement, and he's expected to stay at Lyon. Right, is there any more deals? I don't think there's any more deals coming out as it stands. How long have we been live for? About 2.5 hours. Fair enough. That's been quite. I would say this has been quite a good stream. Well, from as it stands, the players that Everton are interested in is Salomon Rondon. They want a backup striker for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They are interested in some wingers. Obviously, as we've mentioned here today, they are interested in Boga, Jeremy Boga, as you said. They are also interested in, what's his name? I can't think of him. Oh, who did they say? Let me go on my phone and find it. Well, yeah, they want Maitland-Niles as a fullback. You want to get that you're looking at Diaz, and obviously you want to try and get rid of Moise Kean. Diaz is the player I was trying to think of. Look at Robin van Persie's post on Facebook, though. He looks so shit promoting on the online betting website. Neres and Diaz. Do you actually want Neres? I haven't seen any Neres news. Oh. Here we go. Salomon Rondon. Well, let me take that back. This is not a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. I just kind of said here we go because we got some news on Everton. Didn't really put 2 and 2 together. So, Sky Sports have tweeted, Salomon Rondon is very close to completing a move to Everton before tonight's transfer deadline. So yeah, yes, he's bad, the striker. I mean, I don't know what he's like anymore. I weren't too impressed with him during his time at Wolves. He's not bad, is he? He's not terrible. Right. So I think, look, we've been live for about 2.5 hours. Looks like things are slowly slowing down. What I think I'll probably do, so I think I'll probably end the stream about now. In the next 5 or so minutes, then I'll be on. I'll come back live later. As I don't know what time exactly, and from then we'll go from, I don't know. Let's all throw out a random time. Let's say 8 or 9 from about 9 o'clock all the way to the deadline. That sounds like a plan to me. But quickly, we'll just go over the top deals so far today. Them being Cristiano Ronaldo has officially rejoined Manchester United after leaving the club however many years ago. This deal, look, it was already pretty much done. The crosses of the T's, the dotting of the I's have all been done. He is officially a Manchester United player as of 9 o'clock today. Moise Kean has joined Juventus on a 2-year loan. Obviously, joining from Juventus, he joined Everton from Juventus. He is now going back there for 2 years. I won't be able to be back at 7 or 8 or 7 because I believe I'm going out for dinner at 7. But so probably 8, 9ish I'll be back. And obviously, top deals, I'll run over everything we've missed when I'm not being on stream. Dan James has signed for Leeds United for a fee of around £27 million. Edouard Camavinga has joined Real Madrid for £30 million. Obviously, Manchester United were interested in that deal, but Camavinga has decided to go to Juventus. I don't know if that's been officially confirmed by Real Madrid, but it's here we go by Fabrizio Romano. It's happening if it hasn't already. Vlasic has officially joined West Ham for around £33 million, or £34 million. That's a good deal to sign the Croatian. Elias Borbia has signed for RB Leipzig for 16 million euros. And Tomiyasu from Bologna has passed his medical at Arsenal ahead of a £20 million move to the Gunners. Quickly before we leave, Nico, if you are still here, good news for you. Everton have agreed a deal with Dalian Yafing to sign Salomon Rondon. So there we go. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll be back later on tonight where we'll go over any more. Oh, hold on. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your horses. Nuno Mendes is going to Paris Saint-Germain. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, bloody hell. Right. Here we go. Nuno Mendes to PSG. Here we go. A loan with option to buy for 40 million. Personal terms agreed. Loan fee will be 7 million. 5-year contract. Paperwork with agent in the next coming days. Sporting also want Pablo Sarabia. So that is how we'll end this. And before we go, actually, what we'll do is we'll update the top deals list. Right. Nuno Mendes to PSG. And if we go to this screen, no. This screen, there you go. There you have the new Nuno Mendes added to the top deals list. Anyway, like I was saying, thank you all for watching. It's greatly appreciated. And of course, here when I'm back, I'll update you guys for any of the transfers that I missed while I've been gone, so on and so forth. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If I go to this screen, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later for where we pick up where we're going to leave off for this transfer window. And I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.